Good morning, friends, and welcome to Trans India. Real people, real emotions. The auto industry in India just completed its biggest event, the Auto Expo. Over 6.5 lakh people visited the Auto Expo to witness the changing face of the automobile industry in India. This year, the focus of the manufacturers was not just on new technology but also on alternate fuels. With the government pushing hard for a cleaner environment, manufacturers were gearing up for alternate fuels. This change was all the more evident in the commercial vehicle segment, with manufacturers showcasing not just electric vehicles or CNG driven trucks but also hydrogen and LNG driven trucks. This week we will be talking to the leading officials of Volvo Trucks as well as VE Commercial Vehicles to know about the latest product offerings and plans for the Indian market, especially keeping in mind the recent developments in India with respect to infrastructure as well as fuel offerings. The Volvo and VECV pavilion at the Auto Expo had a large number of vehicles on display, including futuristic vehicles as well as current offerings, that too in various fuel offerings right from the conventional diesel to EVs as well as the LNG truck, which is undergoing extensive trials with an e-commerce company. We will be talking today to Mr. Akash Passey, President VECV Bus Division, Mr. Dinakar B, Executive Vice President Volvo Trucks, and Mr. Jonas Nilsson, Vice President India and Indonesia, Volvo Trucks. So first let's talk to Mr. Akash Passey exclusively at the Auto Expo 2023.
Starters first, can you tell us what are the products on display at the expo here?
So I think our theme is smart sustainability. So in line with that, we brought in modern future solutions, some already ready to be on road, others more in the prototype stage, in line with what the government of India is driving now with the green mobility action which they have announced. So on the Volvo side, we have an LNG truck with 420 horsepower. As you know, over and above diesel and CNG, LNG is becoming an alternative in India now. So that is displayed here. Then we on the bus side, it remains a 350 horsepower engine, again on diesel, but with first class seats. What we launched a few months back with the same new body was seater and normal seater and sleeper coaches, which we make in our Volvo factory in Bangalore. But now we've introduced first class seats here in line with tourism going up. Then on the Eicher side, we have the first one is an e-commerce truck at about 5 ton on a fully electric to move small parcels, e-commerce cargo. And then on the bus side, we have India's longest electric bus, 13.5. The rule earlier used to be 12 meters. The government changed it a year back to 13.5. So we were the first ones with Volvo to bring the 13.5 diesel. We were the second ones to bring the 13.5 with Eicher diesel. And now we are the first ones to bring 13.5 with full electric. There are another 1 or 2 solutions on electric on intercity, but they are all on a 12 meter. So this offers higher seating. And then we have prototypes of hydrogen fuel cell and hydrogen ICE engine. And then of course, uptime is important. All products are connected, so digitized, and through telematics, then each product which is sold already in the market since April 2020 is with a connected service, so that the operator can look at whatever they want. Is the driver driving well? What is the fuel consumption? Are the parts running well? Is the engine running well? All that consolidated information is on real time available to the customer.
Because the government has been making a hell lot of changes. We had the BS4 to BS6 and now the focus on EV. How is Volvo keeping pace with all these changes?
I think it's not only about Volvo, it's I guess about all manufacturers. Earlier it was clear you had a research and development budget. You gave in the budget towards working on ICE vehicles and a little bit also then on the CNG. But today the space is wide open with new technologies coming, computerization and digitization going to new levels. We have LNG, we have hydrogen, we have electric, we have ethanol, we have flexi fuels. So I think it's a very wide agenda. Like any other company, we at Volvo and Eicher need to choose which are the areas we are focusing on. So of course we continue with our normal products. We make them as environment friendly with BS6 as possible. We make them as fuel efficient as possible. But at the same time then we have all CNG solutions on trucks and buses running in the market. And then also on the bus side, very much the electric running. Now we're working with fuel cells and hydrogen for the future, but that's very much in the... So these are some of the areas we are working with, but it is a challenge with a lot of technologies.
Too much happening too fast, do you think?
Certainly. I mean...
Keeping you guys busy as well, I'm sure.
It does.
But what about their customers? How do they decide, what's in it for them?
I think that is the big challenge which comes in for us, because of course when you introduce a new technology, customer wants it at the same value proposition as it is with the old technology, and that is a bit difficult when you offer a diesel versus an electric. There are things which change, the whole process of charging changes. It's not a petrol bunk thing anymore. It has another life cycle. It has many benefits of no noise, very good for the environment. On the other hand, you need to charge frequently in comparison to other established technologies. So I think customer too is confused, but we have seen that a small percentage of the market with forward-looking customers who want a greener footprint or a reduced carbon footprint, they are moving towards new technologies, and their government is giving some subsidies. We are trying to see how to make it more attractive for the customer. So we are trying to build up a value proposition for our customers. I think it's always like this, that when a technology is around for a period of time, the cost of the technology goes down, and then it becomes more customer friendly in terms of the value proposition. And that's what we are hoping very much now on the electric side in the years to come.
Akash, the government has been talking about the national logistics policy and bringing down the logistics cost. I think Volvo Trucks is bang on it because it offers a faster turnaround time. How do you see the national logistics policy impacting Volvo and Eicher also?
I think that the story is the same for everyone. I think the biggest impact is for the country, rather not for Volvo and Eicher, because our logistics costs are one of the highest in the world. So globally, the logistic cost can be 4, 6, 8%, and we are much higher than that, which means that if we export or we import, we pay much more because of the higher logistics costs. So therefore, a policy coming in place is a good step. Of course, it can always be better, but the step taken is always a good step taken. And I think the highways are improving quite a lot, with 4-laning happening, with the truck industry moving more towards tractor-trailer concept, which is more suitable. You can carry more load with lesser number of vehicles, thereby creating less emissions, if I may say. And on public transport side, of course, the city agenda, where over 15,000 buses on the city side have already been ordered in different cities in India, and all probably the 30-40 cities in India. So I think the change is coming up. Logistics will improve, will absolutely benefit us, because it will benefit the players who are focusing on more efficiency on transport, better fuel efficiency, and are focusing on offering solutions which are in line with the modern needs. And there, with our digitized products, with our most modern engines from the Volvo Group, and with our Eicher portfolio, which is quite rejuvenated now, future looking, we think we will get the edge over our competitors.
Thank you so much, Akash.
That was our interaction with Mr. Akash Passey, who certainly sees a bright future for electric vehicles. Coming up after this very short break, we will talk to Mr. Dinakar to know more about the LNG trucks from the Volvo stable. You are watching Trans India, real people, real emotions. See you on the other side of this short break.
महिंद्रा ये गारंटी देते हैं कि उनका ब्लेज़ो एक्स सबसे ज्यादा माइलेज देता है, वरना कर दीजिए ट्रक वापस।
सॉरी अजय, महिंद्रा फ्यूरियो है। एक्शन!
महिंद्रा गारंटी देते हैं कि उनका फ्यूरियो सबसे ज्यादा माइलेज देता है। नहीं तो
एक्चुअली जयो, महिंद्रा जयो है, थोड़ा चेंज है एंड एक्शन।
महिंद्रा ये गारंटी देते हैं कि उनका जियो सबसे। चल क्या रहा है यहाँ पे?
मैम, ये चारों ट्रक ज्यादा माइलेज देते हैं, चारों।
तो ऐसा बोलो ना, ब्लेजो एक्स, फ्यूरियो, फ्यूरियो 7 और जयो। महिंद्रा के ये सभी ट्रक्स देते हैं सबसे ज्यादा माइलेज की गारंटी। नहीं तो कर दीजिए इन्हें वापस। महिंद्रा, देश की सबसे ज्यादा माइलेज देने वाली ट्रक रेंज।
Welcome back to Trans India. Real people, real emotions. We are in conversation with the leading team of Volvo Trucks and VE Commercial Vehicles. Quite a few companies have been experimenting with LNG trucks and they see a good future for the same. Volvo Trucks too has been testing LNG trucks on the Nagpur-Raipur route for an e-commerce application. Mr. Dinakar tells us more about LNG trucks and its trial feedback.
Okay. See, this is powered by liquid natural gas, and it is pumped into the cryogenic tank at 140 degrees centigrade minus, and then it will be converted back into a oil of gas, which will be used at the the fuel. So it is based on a diesel cycle. Generally, all our competitors are doing it on a Auto cycle, that is a spark plug. But whereas what we are using is a diesel cycle. So with the diesel cycle, two advantages. One, it comes with a very high efficiency, and second, it is a very high powered engine, and it gives a long range for us. So 1,000 kilometers range at which we are now aiming at, but lot depends on the load, the road, and the driver efficiency and things like that. So we're doing a commercial trial on this, and we will come to know more about it. As such, the vehicle is powered with that engine at 420 horsepower. It comes with fully automated transmission, that is the I shift, which we have in our vehicles, and most important thing is it comes with all the safety features which we have on the lane assistance and adaptive braking and things like that. We brought that to test it in India, and the most suitable application is the long haul express cargo application. So we are already running a commercial trial with one of our customers, and between Nagpur and Raipur, because in Nagpur we have one LNG filling station. Right. So that's the reason we have to look at the the range around it, and we are working on it.
And what has the feedback been so far?
Very encouraging, I must say.
Mm-hmm. So what about driver comfort? What are the features for a driver in this?
As you must be knowing that we launched the new generation trucks 2021 September, and the full cabin is revamped, and then it's a new cabin which we introduced. It comes with a 10% extra visibility on this, and a very low noise levels on this. It's a very highly comfortable cab, and this cab is tested in European standards for the safety, and the crash test is also done there. So it comes with the utmost safety features on this. So it has got an electronic braking system. It has got an adaptive braking system for the when there is a vehicle going inside and the driver is not able to quickly respond to it. The vehicle takes control on it, and the engine takes the control on it, and the braking happens on it. So under lane discipline is also there. But these features are available in Volvo trucks across the country. But it depends on customer choosing that in India.
Right. So how do you see the future of these trucks? I mean, of course, you want the network to come into place first. How soon do you see that happening?
Before I talk about the future of these trucks, I would like to take a little bit on what we have introduced in 2019, the Express Cargo Logistics application. We've introduced this 4x2 tractor with delivery. Company, and they have placed initially a few numbers to us, and I must say that the results are very encouraging. Now they have taken the largest order on us, around 200 trucks order on us, and we have already supplied those trucks. So before we started this particular this particular offering of the transport solution, the Express Cargo Logistics was completely with rigid trucks.
True.
We introduced a tractor trailer to them, and we brought in our global knowledge to them. How a tractor trailer can be more useful in express cargo. There must be a ecosystem development also, because the loading and unloading of the tractors are also a little bit of an issue. So we worked with them to make their godowns suitable or the loading system suitable to this particular tractor trailers. And after that, the government introduction of the trailer swapping is also come in handy for us. We also worked on it along with the government officials, and we brought in that concept. And with that, earlier they were doing 10,000, 12,000 kilometers. Today it has come to around 25,000 to 30,000 kilometers on this. So that's a kind of efficiency which we brought in. So when the efficiency is brought in and we drive the progress of this, this thing, obviously logistic cost is something which is in the arena of everybody. They want to reduce it. I see a bright future for trucks which are more efficient, more fuel efficient, more productive, and all in all, above all these things is the uptime. So our backbone of our business is our service, and we have uptime centers across the country, more than around 12 uptime centers we have. And through uptime centers, we monitor these trucks and we monitor the driving behavior of these trucks, and we work with them on how do we develop the fuel efficiency and productivity and the uptime, so that the vehicle, the maximum out of the vehicle is already taken by should be taken by the operator who is operating on this. So I see a bright future for high performing, highly productive, more efficient Volvo trucks.
Do you give some kind of training to the drivers who are not well versed with these trucks? How do they equip themselves?
Yes, the driver training is a must, and not everybody can easily say that he is a very good driver. Let me say, in that sense, I would also like to tell you another point there. We are very good in mining. You know that mining operations, we've been there for the last 2 decades. We have 400 plus horsepower mining application. We have more than 80% market share. There we do a competition called Fuel Watch. Okay. In that Fuel Watch, we go to regions and pick up the after the competition, we pick up the 10 or 20 best drivers. All these 20-30 best drivers across the country are given a final competition. One truck, same load, same road, everything is the same, and we watch how these 30 very good drivers behave. The first guy who stands there in that final competition and the last guy, the fuel efficiency difference is almost 25%.
Amongst the best drivers?
Among the best drivers. Wow. That's the kind of a driver, impact, or the driving efficiency impact on the fuel efficiency. So driver training is a must to all the customers. We have a driver training center, DTC, in our, Hoskote, plant. We have also across the country, we have driver trainers, and both for long haul as well as the mining operations, and we do continuous driver training. We have till now trained in our work, in our DTC itself, more than 150,000 drivers. Okay, so it's a very, very important aspect of driver training.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
It is very clear that truck manufacturers are looking at all fuel options, keeping in mind the stringent emission norms that India has been enforcing. But what is the global perspective of Volvo Trucks in India? Coming up after this very short break, our interaction with Mr. Jonas Nilsson. You are watching Trans India, real people, real emotions.
गारंटी देते हैं कि उनका ब्लेजो एक्स सबसे ज्यादा माइलेज देता है, वरना कर दीजिए ट्रक वापस।
सॉरी अजय, महिंद्रा फ्यूरियो है। एक्शन।
महिंद्रा गारंटी देते हैं कि उनका फ्यूरियो सबसे ज्यादा माइलेज देता है, नहीं तो
एक्चुअली जयो, महिंद्रा जयो है, थोड़ा चेंज है। एंड एक्शन।
महिंद्रा ये गारंटी देते हैं कि उनका जियो सबसे। चल क्या रहा है यहाँ पे?
मैम, ये चारों ट्रक ज्यादा माइलेज देते हैं, चारों।
तो ऐसा बोलो ना, ब्लेजो एक्स, फ्यूरियो, फ्यूरियो 7 और जयो। महिंद्रा के ये सभी ट्रक्स देते हैं सबसे ज्यादा माइलेज की गारंटी, नहीं तो कर दीजिए इन्हें वापस। महिंद्रा, देश की सबसे ज्यादा माइलेज देने वाली ट्रक रेंज।
Welcome back to Trans India. Real people, real emotions. We are in interaction today with the leading officials of Volvo Trucks and VE Commercial Vehicles. During our visit to the Volvo Trucks Pavilion, we got the opportunity to capture the thoughts of Mr. Jonas Nilsson on the Indian market and Volvo's offerings. Listen to what Mr. Jonas Nilsson had to say about Volvo Trucks in India.
How important is the Indian market for Volvo? You've been here for a long time.
Yes, I mean India market is one of the markets we see as a really huge potential for Volvo going forward. We see how the economy is growing right now, and that will open up a lot of opportunities. I mean, we have been in the country present with our own manufacturing now for 2.5 decades, but we have been mostly into some niche segments. But as we see the economy growing now, we think the opportunities will be immense.
What is the speciality that you bring into the Indian market? Because the road network is just getting better now.
Yes.
It was 2.5 decades back.
No. So, I mean, what we do is that we have our global offering available. So when we can see that there is a customer value proposition that is relevant for the India customer, we are ready to bring those products into the India market as well. And as the economy develops and as the road infra develops and say the whole logistics sector develops, we will also have better solution to offer to the India customer to up their game, so to say, in this industry.
And what will be the USP, considering a Volvo truck is far more expensive than the regular trucks? So what is it for the customers?
There are many different things for different customers, of course. But I mean, one thing that the Volvo is known for, I mean, it is the durability of the product. So if you are investing into a product that will last maybe twice the life of a traditional brand, of course that is one advantage. Another known advantage is the fuel efficiency of the truck, which is say demonstrated over a long period of time. So there you have two.
And of course, then you have the speed and the faster turnaround time.
That you have in certain applications that is very important, like in the e-com sector. So I mean, if you have the requirement for a speedy delivery with short turnaround times, the Volvo truck can deliver that.
So what are the particular segments that you're focusing now going forward?
As it is now, I mean, we are looking at the long haul segment to develop much more, and we are making inroads in the e-com segment where the turnaround time is important, as one example. But we are also looking into the road construction, because with the targets that India government has on say the number of kilometers of road to be constructed per day, productivity must improve.
Right.
And we have solutions that will be able to make the road construction more efficient, so that the roads can be completed on schedule or even before schedule.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Well friends, that was our interaction with the leading team of Volvo Trucks and VE Commercial Vehicles. We will be back again next week with the Legend of Road Transport series featuring Mr. Pramod Gupta from EFC Logistics. See you again next week, and before you go, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Until next week, stay safe. Jai Hind.